Okay, so this is literally the corporate, I would say, sorrow box. The reply all button. Yes, that's right. So this has happened to all of us. You go to your inbox, you open an email, and you see it. Something has been sent not just to you as a recipient, but it has been replied to everyone, including lots of people it wasn't supposed to go to. Sometimes we are on the receiving end, but it is even more mortifying if you're actually the sender because you feel the pain, right? You have sent something to your entire workplace of about 200 or 1000 people, and now you are just in a share a regret of the same. But what can you really do now? This is not a error. This is not a user error. Rather, this is a design error. Design failed to prevent the user from accidentally clicking on the reply all button that was quite evidently placed just next to the reply button. And I would actually like to share a story here. There was a day in our office where we had some internal requirements and we had some emails that were circulating across the organization. And people who weren't supposed to receive those messages, they replied on that thread of 1000 people, and it became a chain. So basically, towards the end of that chapter, everybody was replying, everybody in the office, and everybody was getting frustrated where they were replying back to email saying don't mark me, and they were marking everybody, and that kept on going and going and going. We know that day was a blight, so our inboxes were literally full of thousands of spam messages, and our notifications just going on like ping 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 all day long. It was a crazy day. And moving on. So this refers to error prevention. What do I mean by error prevention? Minimize the likelihood of making mistakes in the first place. I mean, handling and managing errors is good, but why not avoid them in the first place? Prevent simple annoyances and frustrations, and people have, and the amount of rework and redo they have to do. While designing, make sure you can stop errors before they happen. Now, a couple of examples of them would be, so if you see the MailChimp is demonstrating an error prevention, um, this time when the user wants to send the email. So it actually gives you a moment of rethinking your decision, because giving that moment sometimes can play a very important role. Now, if you see the MailChimp example, which is on the right top hand side, again, it is demonstrating an error prevention by asking the users to type delete to confirm. I know it can be a pain for sure, but then it can save you from the plight, right? And it definitely goes a long way in error prevention. Um Now, if you look at the example on the bottom left, the only message I received was no, try again. But such an error message does not tell me where exactly am I going wrong. I'm perplexed as to what I entered wrong. Was it the username, or was it the password, or was it both? And now I have to just keep scratching my head to keep retyping those permutation and combinations. And it sounds a bit condescending, to be honest. Now, in the example of Bewakoof, of Bewakoof.com, in Bewakoof's payment method screen, when the user inputs the card number, which is a 16-digit number, it automatically adds spaces after input of every 4 digits and totally ignores the user input of the spaces or dashes. Now, this is something that we call a good error prevention, right? Um, Now, a pro tip here would be that we don't need to go extra board. Magic is in the details. Those small fixes like colors, placements, size, locations. Prioritize your effort. Prevent high cost errors first, and then the little frustrations. Avoid slips by providing helpful constraints and good defaults. Prevent mistakes by removing memory burdens, supporting undos, and warning your users.